Hello everybody, how you doing? It's Sunday and I'm out in the shop working on a little project here for the shop. I probably will do a video on it, but I'm not going to record the whole thing. I think it's going to be a stand. I talked about it a while back. That's going to have 8 shelves in it, and the shelves will slide out and sit on the top and become a countertop. They'll be approximately 24 inches by 24 inches, which will give me a decent little amount of working space, to be able, if I want to do an intarsia, I can work on it, and then I can slide it back into one of the spaces below to store it. Because that's one of the big problems here in the shop is, having working space and then not having a lot of space. So you get started on a project, then it's in the way, and then things get shoveled around. And so I'm hoping to take a 4x8 sheet of 3/4 inch plywood, split it in half, and then cut it into 8 total 2x2 squares. And there'll be a little less, I realize, because of the kerf of the blade. And then just building just a little rolling shelf that they can slide in and out of, and the top will be empty. So you pull one out, set it on top. I can work on an intarsia, put it away. I can pull another one out, have pin blanks laid on there I'm working on, and it just gives me a nice mobile working surface, which will have a little over 3 inches between each shelf. So that if something's a little taller, it should fit in there just fine. And like I said, I'm not really going to get serious about a video. I think what I'm going to do is just going to knock out the stuff for the base today. I've got the wheels, and I'm going to make the pieces. And then instead of showing all of that, I'll show the pieces. I'll explain the dimensions, how, I used a 2x4, they're 27.5 inches long, I cut a half lap, I glued them together, blah, 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 and I'll just talk, I may assemble it, but I'm not going to show all the cutting and stuff, but I'll be sure to give detailed measurements on each step as I film it. That way, if you are interested in making something similar for your shop, you'll be able to do that. I don't know that I'll get it done soon. I'm just going to fiddle with it today because I tell you what, I'll be honest, I'm not really in a pen making mood, and I've had a couple of issues this past week with pens. You saw those on my other channel. So when you're not feeling it, don't do it. You're just not going to have great results, and it could be dangerous. So I feel I'm in the mood to make this. I'm psyched about it. I've been wanting to do it for a while. So I don't know if there'll be a video Tuesday. We'll wait and see how that goes. I have made some decisions on the direction I want to take my other channel. I think I'll shoot a quick video on that. Maybe I'll do that for Tuesday. But today, I think I'm just going to kick back, relax, work on this a little bit, which is going to be a huge help in the shop, and it's going to be about it. I do have one thing I want to show you. Let me take you out to the trunk of my car. My good buddy Chris, who works for the furniture company, we talked at the soccer game yesterday, and he let me know that they had a bunch of scrap. Now, the majority of this is maple scrap, which is awesome. There's a little bit of walnut in there. There's a piece of oak, another piece of walnut. Not sure what that is. It's really pretty. And they had this wood. It was in their dumpster. They have a little metal dumpster that they throw their scraps in. They take it out and dump it into a trailer for a guy who has a river camp, and he takes the stuff and he burns it. This is wonderful stock. I mean, look at that. This is probably 6'4". It's going to be incredible for what I do in my shop. He's going to give me a call. I told him I'd love to have some more walnuts, so when they have some walnut or some ash, when they're working with that material and the bin is full, he's going to give me a call so I can come out and pick that up. I need to get that unloaded from my trunk, but it'll be okay there for the time being. Like I said, I want to work on this first, and I need to find a spot to put that. And the beauty of doing this is I can take everything on my counter, all the pins and stuff I'm working on, I can move them onto this racking system, and that should free up that whole counter, which I'm sure I'll pile up with something else. But I need to keep doing projects like this where I make the shop more efficient and find places for things. And I need to find a place for that wood before I unload it. And my trunk, 99% of the time, is empty. I don't really carry anything in my trunk. So it'll be okay there for a few days. I will keep you guys posted on what's going on. Well, guys, I made a little progress. Just kind of figuring out as I go. Let me show you what I've got. The 2x4s that I used for my frame had a little bit of warp in them, so I used this 2x4 to adjust that warp out. Next up, we're going to build the frame for the trays. Well, guys, I got sidelined by saw troubles. Let me show you. This is my trusty old Porter cable, and you can tell by looking at it that it is not setting properly on the base. What I've got a problem with is I can't raise the blade. Notice right here how much threads there is. This is the lock that you can use, and this is how I found this. I was locking the blade. as I was cutting my half laps. I would use this and lock the blade, and when I lock the blade, it just keeps it from raising up and down while you're cutting. I was able to lower the blade when I got done, but I wasn't able to raise it again. And what's happened is this shaft, which is right here, is raised up. It needs to go farther down into the saw because the gears on the end of it are not engaging with the gears inside the saw that raise and lower the blade. The problem is I'm not exactly sure how to lower that. I've been using a wrench and I've been able to raise it and lower it, but I can't get it to go back down into the slot that it should be in, or into the orientation it should be in. And you just can't see anything. So I think I'm gonna have to look up the instructions and remove, at least get the motor out of the way so I can get in there a little closer and see if I can see anything. There's gotta be some kind of a gear in there that this thing spins against, that it raises and lowers this. I just don't know enough about it. So I'm going to, and I've been online before and found the instructions, but I'm gonna go look up the instructions for this saw and see if I can get an explosion diagram and figure out where the other end of that goes. Then I'm gonna have to disassemble some of this and get it back down in there in the proper orientation. That ain't gonna happen tonight. I'm so dang frustrated right now, and I've just had enough, and I'm probably just gonna make it worse. So it's probably better if I go ahead and just look up the instructions on the saw, and we'll work on it tomorrow night maybe. All right, guys, that's it for me. I've had enough. I'm aggravated now. We'll talk to you later. Bye.